Two, 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 two. Check 1, 2.
Is on page 28. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 2314 East Sunrise Boulevard, Zone 2. Owner Keystone Florida Property Hold, in care of Burdine's Tax Department. Case number BE 2306-0204. This case was ordered to reappear. This case was first heard on 8/17/23 to comply by 10/19/23. Fine suspended as noted. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose fines of $11,900, which continues to accrue.
Good morning. Jose Saragusti, Building Inspector for the city, presenting the case number as read. The case is not complied. I will let the respondent to speak.
Good morning. My name is Tom Stevens, and I represent Macy's. Right now, I believe we sent a letter yesterday from the engineer stating that the building is currently safe for its occupancy, and we're requesting another 180-day extension and that the fines be held in abeyance.
Okay, and why do you need the 180-day extension?
Our engineers are still trying to determine the best fix for this situation. No plans were available for the subterranean pilings and structure, and we had to dig test pits by hand to take a look and see what was underneath. Right now they're working on coordinating with Florida Power and Light for access into their vault that is adjacent to this issue.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I could, Ronald Montoya Hassan with the City Attorney's Office. We would object to 180 days. This case was first heard in August of 2023. This is a commercial property not without means to address the issues, and it's a little, not because of you, of course, but it's concerning that the engineers at the end of April, when the case was first heard last year, are still trying to figure out a fix for the deterioration and the cracks in the walls and the sidewalks. I mean, this should be kind of on its way for permitting at this point.
As I'm sure everyone on the dais is aware, trying to locate engineers who are able to handle this particular problem is difficult right now. Trying to get them scheduled is difficult, and then finding a contractor is difficult. Right now, the best guess that our engineers have is that we will be able to have a plan and go out to bid in July or August.
The city will support 91 days extension and mandatory reappearance.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say myself.
Well, I've got to ask for 180 days.
Oh, of course, but you're not going to get it. So
I understand
I think 91 days is fair, and in order to reappear, because I don't want this languishing, any longer.
None of us want it to languish. We want to get this over with and done, and make sure that everything is taken care of for our employees and our customers.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. 91 days, and in order to reappear on my July 18th docket.
And continue to hold the fines in abeyance.
Yes, the fines will be suspended during that time.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your help.
Thank you.
Our next case is a new business case on page 9. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez. Property address 17 South Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard. Folio number 5042-1210-0080. Owner Thor Gallery at Beach Place LLC. In care of Ryan LLC, Davina Tavares. Case number BE 2309-0141. Notice delivered via personal service on 2/27/24. Notice posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard on 4/4/24.
Good morning. Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case analysis as read. The required safety inspection report has not been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Good morning. Stephen Tilbrook with Ackerman, representing the property owner. We have the reports completed. They just are encrypted in a way that we couldn't submit them, so 42 days is fine with us.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is also on page 9. Property address 17 South Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard. Folio number 5042-121-00100. Owner Thor Gallery at Beach Place LLC. In care of Ryan LLC, Davina Tavares. Case number BE 2309-0143. Notice delivered via personal service on 2/27/24. Notice posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard 4/4/24.
Good morning. Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case analysis as read. The required safety inspection report has not been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and of fines of $100 per day thereafter.
As you can see, even though the same property, we have to call them separately. So just state your name and tell me if you agree with the recommendation from the city.
Thank you, Your Honor. Stephen Tilbrook, Ackerman, representing the property owner. We agree with the 42 days.
Okay, thank you. I think we got
Thank
one
you.
more.
Property address 17 South Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard. Folio number 5042-1210090. Case number BE 2309-0145. Owner Thor Gallery, A Beach Place LLC. In care of Ryan LLC, Davina Tavares. Notice delivered via personal service on 2/27/24. Posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard 4/4/24.
Same
Building-
room. Oh, go ahead.
Building Inspector Leo Martinez representing the city. Case analysis as read. The required safety inspection report has not been approved. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
Stephen Tilbrook, representing the property owner, we are fine with 42 days.
Okay, thank you very much,
Thank you.
gentlemen. Have a good day.
You have one more.
We have one more.
Our next case, Senior Inspector Alexander Boris, property address, on page 35, I'm sorry, page 35 at the top. Can I get everyone to please lower your voices, please, please, please? Thank you. Property address 17 South Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard 2. Owner Thor Gallery at Beach Place LLC. In care of Ryan LLC, Davina Tavares. Case number BE 2312-0162. This case was first heard on 3/21/24 to comply by 4/18/24. One section not complied at $100.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
Alexander Labores, Building Inspector for the city, updating you on case number and address as read. The property was cited for violation of City Ordinance 47-20.20.h, parking facilities not maintained. There are loose and or deteriorated guardrails at the second and third level of the parking facility. Case is not complied, however, a sign and seal letter prepared by Noel Ramirez, PE number 80194, was received this morning, intended to request an extension to complete the repairs. The letter also states that the building may continue to be safely occupied for the specified use while undergoing repairs. This morning, property management Blake Strands requested a 90-day extension for permitting and repairs. The city supports a 91-day extension in order. The city supports the 91-day extension.
Okay.
The respondent is here.
Good morning, Stephen Tilbrook, representing the property owner. Yes, we have submitted the engineer's letter, and we're asking for a 91-day extension.
Okay, so ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page. Our next case is on page 1. Senior Inspector Alexander Boris, property address Northeast 21st Street, case number BE 2402-0119, owner Palms 2100 Ocean Boulevard Limited. Notice posted at the property on 3/6/24, posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 4/4/24.
Okay, let my inspector speak first so I can find out what the case is about.
Thank you. Alexander Labores, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. I initially visited this property on February 13, 2024 to investigate a complaint regarding the boardwalk easement being closed off and possible unsafe shade structure. During this inspection, I met with Mr. Arnold Villard, who board members identified as the owner's rep. Mr. Villard escorted me to the affected area. The BCBA legal description described this parcel as the Palms Master Common Property Pool and Boardwalk Easement. Attached BCBA aerial photos show the easement extending from Northeast 22nd Street to Northeast 21st Street adjacent to the beach. Although there has been multiple complaints, my understanding from the initial complaint is that the Palms closed off access to the boardwalk for repairs during the winter of 2022-2023 and remained closed. During this inspection, I observed that there is a shade structure that appeared to be leaning out of plumb, and a section of the boardwalk had been removed to access the shade structure's concealed structural elements that appeared to be deteriorated. At the time of the inspection, the structure was found to be closed off with plywood due to this hazard. During this inspection, I was informed that the association is working on putting together a permit package and will be submitting construction documents for replacement as per the engineer's recommendation. As of today, the city has not received an official signed, sealed assessment letter or report from the engineer indicating that an assessment has been made by an engineer and stating the findings and conclusion of the assessment and prescribed remedy. Records show that partial repairs have been made. It appears that repairs made allow residents access to the pool. Now, the repairs that would allow access to the public to connect 22nd Street to 21st Street have not been made. The property was cited for violation of Section 9-280C. Inside and outside stairway, porches, balcony, hallways, corridors, and all appurtenances thereto shall be maintained in a safe condition and capable of supporting the loads set forth in the building code. South end structure is leaning out of plumb and in disrepair. South end boardwalk in disrepair. The case was opened on February 16, 2024. Final notice mailed to the property owner on February 16, 2024. Record show no permit application addressing this issue. The city is requesting for the magistrate to find the violation exists and grant the property owner 35 days to come into the compliance by obtaining the required permits and make repairs or replacement as required to allow boardwalk easement to safely reopen, or a fine of $100 per day thereafter. City is also requesting mandatory reappearance in 35 days and final order to be recorded.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. My name is Steven Steckler. I represent the Palms 2100 Master Association, Inc.
Is your client in agreement with the 35 days?
We would ask for an additional 180 days if possible. The association has been working on getting plans and specifications ready for submission with a permit, and my understanding is that that is now ready. Within the next couple of days will be submitted, but it's a long-standing project. There has been some confusion because the sole notice that my client received is addressed to the developer of the community at an address that is a different property address than the association. So there was confusion about the initial notice, the sole notice that was received, not via mail, but just posted, taped up at the property.
Okay.
Your Honor, we've been in communication with the owner's representative. As a matter of fact, I received a letter that the association approved the repairs to be made. So there's been communication. At this time, the city cannot support any additional extension, well, 35-day extension only. Mandatory reappearance. If a permit application is submitted, the city will expedite that process due to the hazard. And in 35 days, if a permit is issued, then we will reconsider maybe providing additional extension. But at this time, no additional extension is supported beyond the 35 days.
All right. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the 35 days, but I will let you know that, and I'm going to give you an order to reappear in 35 days, because it is a safety concern. And if you come back and you've got the permit, then I'll grant your extension. Okay?
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is a new business case on page 10. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 29 Southwest 33rd Street. Owner Cemex Construction Materials, Florida LLC. Case number BE 2309-0115. Notice posted at the property on 3/1/24. Posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 4/4/24.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good morning, Your Honor. Building Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case and address as read. The report was submitted, but it's incomplete. It's missing a letter that states that the building can continue its occupancy during the repairs. As today, we're going to request Your Honor 10 days extension for them to submit the letter, and then we can grant after that the 180 days.
Please state your name for the record.
Sure. I'm Jeff Porter, Environmental Manager for Cemex Materials.
Okay. Are you in agreement to produce that letter within 10 days, and then we will grant you 180 days to finish the project?
Yes. If I could get a little clarification on the letter.
The letter, it's an Ambora's 0505. It's part of the report. It should be submitted with the report that the building is safe. I mean, when repairs are required, that's an obligation for the design professional to submit this letter with the report saying that the building can be occupied during the repairs.
I see.
As simple as that. I mean, you submit the letter within 10 days, and then we give you the 180 days.
Okay. I'll get with the consultant today. I don't think that'll be a problem.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
Thank you.
They're going to have 10 days to submit the letter. And after that, we can go with the 180 days.
It's a confusing order.
No.
That's all right.
No, but it's too much for them. 10 days. Yeah. It's too much. You agree?
Yes.
Thank you.
It makes no sense. Our next case is on page 32. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez. Property address 1320 Miami Road. Owner Harbordale Breezes Condominium Association, Inc. Case number BE 2204-0140. This case was first heard on 9/15/22 to comply by 10/27/22. One section complied at $100. Total fines $30,300. The city is requesting to reduce fines to administrative costs of $1,275.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Building Inspector Martinez representing the city. The case is complied. We are going for administration cost of $1,275.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Good morning. My name is Gus Carbonell. I'm a local architect. I am the architect who did the 10-year recertification on the
Is your
building.
client in agreement with the waiver of fines and reduction to city costs of $1,000?
I am fully in agreement, ma'am. Yes, I am.
I am
You're
on
right.
the board. I am the treasurer of the association. I think I have the right to be here, representing our association.
Okay.
I do want to appreciate your
Ma'am,
reduction.
can you state your name, please?
Mei Li. Any more question?
No, that's it.
Okay. All right. We want to thank the city for reducing the fine, but I am here to state that it's not our association's fault because we had a signed contract from Mr. Gus that was set on September the 7th, and on the record, he came to do the inspection on October the 6th. On the contract, it says he would do both the building structure and the electrical, but for some reason, I have no idea why he didn't do the electrical and he let someone else do it until July 31st, 2023. And the fine started from October 22nd, I believe that I was told. And we felt that this is not our association's fault. It should be by the...
You know, I understand your circumstances, but it's still the association's responsibility not to have the violation in the first place and then to timely comply with my orders.
Yes.
And I think it's more than generous on a $30,000 $300 fine to reduce to the city's cost of $1,275.
We have no problem paying that.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
What I am saying here is I would like to ask Magistrate to have Ms. Gus to give us some explanation and maybe the...
That's not my responsibility. That's between you and your contractor to work out. I don't have any, power over your contractor. I have power over the property owner.
We felt our association is being wrongfully charged, and they overcharged $2,000 for have to hire someone else.
This is not something I can rule on. It's not what they hired me to do. I'm here to enforce codes. I'm not here to mediate contract disputes.
Okay.
You'll have to seek your own legal counsel for that, okay?
Can you ask him to give us the liability insurance information?
I will not get involved in a contract dispute.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's just not, it's not my responsibility, and I don't have the power to do that.
Will you be able to give
Thank
us
you, Your Honor.
the liability insurance information?
Thank you, Your Honor. This is a 2-3 year saga of problems, mainly created by delays from the original project manager they had, took away with their money, didn't pay me. I thought the case was over, then I took it over again. I wish I never did. It has been a lot of problem. She had things in her apartment she did not want to fix for many months. I was under the impression that there...
This is not
no,
my
I am not giving you
jurisdiction
anything,
to
ma'am. I just came here
over contract
voluntarily to get this over with and out of my life. And I appreciate your time and the city's time and the reduction.
Sir.
Thank you very much.
Our next case is a new business case on page 6. Senior Inspector Jose Sargusti, property address 2680 Northwest 21st Court, case number BE 2402-0077. Owner Mabel J. McCoy. Notice posted at the property on 3/27/24. Posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 4424.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. I received this case from email from the Assistant Building Official, Joe Pasquariello, regarding the property with maximum occupancy. The property was sited for assisted living facility operating without obtaining certificates of occupancy under Florida Building Code 2020, Section 111.1.1. This case was opened in February 9, 2024. Inspection report was made on February 14, 2024, and notice of hearing posted on the property on March 28, 2024. At the time of my inspection, I met at the site with code compliance supervisor, Mr. Julio Davila, from Fort Lauderdale Fire Department, Lieutenant Matthew Wells, Fort Lauderdale Police Department, Stilani Jace, and Detective Ted Levin. Department of Children and Families, Ms. Dorian Carrera, and Agency of Health Care Administration, Ms. Ann Croker-Sosiak. At the time of inspection, we didn't have access to the property, but the tenant says that there are 16 or more people in this property. Police Department, Detective Hayes, and Fort Lauderdale Fire Department, Lieutenant Wells, have abundant information from this property. We are asking the Magistrate to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 63 days to come in compliance, or a fine of $500 per day thereafter, order to be recorded, and mandatory appearance. I will let Fire Department to speak.
So, yes, Your Honor, Rhonda Montoya Hassan with the City Attorney's Office. We have the firefighter, a fire lieutenant, and a police detective that would like to provide testimony as to the nature of this illegal assisted living facility.
It's not even a
Yeah,
facility.
Lieutenant. Yep.
Let them talk.
And Lieutenant, if you could just state your name for the record and then detail your experience and interaction with this property, please.
Do I need to press this?
It's good.
Okay. Hello, my name is Lieutenant Matthew Wells. I'm a fire lieutenant and paramedic. I've run out to this property numerous times in the past 3.5 years that I've been out in that district. The call volume for this property is extreme enough where I notified different entities that I thought, besides the fact that other fire captains have noted that this property has an extreme fire load, it's a hoarding situation. The house has been converted to accommodate at least 12 individuals inside. One of the situations that I initiated this was a fatality that was at the house, and I had an interaction with the owner where I asked her if she's running this as if this is an ALF and if they have a business license, and I was told no, but she's handing me medications, and no one seems to know the names of the people that are living in this address. I've been inside the property where I found bunk beds stacked up in the room and floor to ceiling. No one can give me a person's name when I'm there on a call. I've got 27 pages, 118 calls going back to 2019 this is just medical calls. This is not police calls that were called out there for. So people are inappropriately being sent to this place because I've been spoken to on the phone by the owner, and she told me hospitals are sending their patients.
Who's sending her patients?
Hospitals. So whatever source that is, I'm not involved with that. That's ACA and Department of Family and Services. I just know what I find on the calls and medically wise, and people are at this address that shouldn't be there. That's inappropriate for this address, and it's a danger. So.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Your Honor, for the record, we'd like to include as part of the city's case the history of the fire calls for Your Honor, and make that Exhibit 1. We're going to have the detective testify next, Your Honor.
It's okay.
Okay.
Can we have quiet, please? And Detective, can you please state your name for the record and then also detail for the special magistrate your personal experiences with this property?
Yes. Good morning. My name is Detective Stellini Hayes. I'm with the Fort Lauderdale Police Department over in code enforcement. My involvement at this property was we have been receiving numerous calls for police service as well as medical service, highly elevated amount of calls for service there. We also had received complaints with DCF. So we had gone out to the property to inspect what was going on. There's allegations of it's an unlicensed assisted living facility. So I went out there with the other inspectors, investigators, and we made contact with that day. This was in February, 13 people. Those people had different type of ailments, whether it was physical,
I need
medical.
quiet in here. I'm sorry, Detective. I need quiet in here. These are important hearings, and I need to be able to hear everything. So please keep quiet. Sorry.
That's okay. So like I said, going back, some of the ailments were either medical, physical, mental. Some of the residents that we did make contact with said that they do pay rent. Some do not. Some of the people that we made contact with wanted to be relocated due to the conditions of the home. One person in particular was talking about it's overcrowded. There were 16 people in the house at one time. There's uncleanliness, roaches. Sometimes the bathrooms work, sometimes they don't. We also made contact with another gentleman, Mr. Corey Johnson, who said that he was the grandson of Ms. McCoy and that he oversees the operations when she's not there. And he also talked about how he feeds all the residents that are there, regardless of what type of ailments they may have. Everyone gets fed the same. Like I said, some people pay rent, some people don't. And based off just meeting with these people, seeing what was going on, it led us to believe that, yes, they're running an unlicensed assisted living facility.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I will let the respondent to speak.
Okay. Who's going to be speaking on behalf of the property owner?
I'm going to speak. My name is Mabel McCoy.
Good morning, Ms. McCoy.
Good morning. First,
do you have a license to operate an assisted living facility?
I don't have assisted living. I don't have that kind of place. I'm sorry. I trouble with the thought.
It's not. Please help her to speak into the microphone.
It's not a facility. It's my home, and I've always helped people. A lot of the people that live there is my family. Now, I was doing a favor for some friends. I don't even know how I got into doing it, but I was doing some favor for keeping some people. All these people, I've never seen you all before because I went in the hospital on February 8th for a minor surgery and woke up paralyzed. Everybody's all over the place, but you don't understand it. I was just trying to help. This is not a facility. It's not anything. Just we cook beans and rice and laugh and have fun. But I understand you don't want that, so we won't do that anymore. But the thing is that those people was sent there by hospital. Sometimes it's like, do you have a bed? You have something. But I've been around for a long time only helping people. And I got into helping people because of my situation. I needed something to do. My sons was murdered, one, and it is like, you reach out to help somebody, it's always a problem. But I learned a terrible lesson this year while I'm over there dying or whatever they did to me. Everybody was all over the house. You don't know me. I've always tried to help, but I won't do that anymore. And whatever you need me to do, I'll do. And they can keep those people over there that don't have no food, no nothing. I'm just having an open house, but there is no facility. And unfortunately, they did send some people that wasn't well. And when somebody's not well, you got to call somebody. Corey was speaking for me because I went to the hospital.
Ms. McCoy, what hospice facility is referred?
It's Broward General that uses me. Broward General uses me. I don't take any people. Sometimes people just stop by. I'm sorry if my neck is.
Yeah.
Broward General.
I thought you just testified that you're getting referrals of these tenants from hospice.
Not hospice.
Hospitals.
I'm not doing
hospitals. I'm sorry. Okay.
So, Your Honor, the concern is, of course, beyond the fact that it is, in fact, You can see from the photos, as well as the extensive calls for service that have been introduced as City's Exhibit 1, as well as testimony from the detective and the fire lieutenant about the individuals living there, that it is indeed being run as an ALF. An ALF comes with certain safeguards for residents, fire sprinklers, certain fire safety issues. We're advised that there's bars on the windows, clearly a safety concern. You've heard from the lieutenant that of the inordinate amount of calls. The issue for the city also is, I guess it was the grandson denied access. We asked for access to ascertain the extent of the conditions inside. One of the residents was going to allow the city access, and then the grandson said absolutely not. So that's a separate issue that we may pursue with circuit court to get access, but the city would stand firm that they either need to make great strides in 63 days? 63 days, which again, for an ALF is going to require major modifications for a single-family home, or to immediately stop. And if it's not either in the 63 days, we're asking for a $500 a day fine.
Does the code have a definition for an assisted living facility? Are you familiar with that?
Sorry?
Does the code have a definition for assisted living?
Yes. With me, 1 second.
I've got no darn bars. I ain't never had no bars.
Residential Group 4 occupancy shall include building structure or portion thereof for more than 5, but no more than 60 persons, excluding staff who reside 24 hours basis, supervise residential environment and receive custodial care. Building of Group R4 shall be classified as the occupancy conditions specified in the section 310.6.1 or 310.6.2. The group shall include, but not limited to, the following: assisted living facility.
He gonna make me have some here.
Okay. All right.
May I say something, please? First of all, I have no bars at my house.
You can have the final word, and then I'm going to roll.
Okay, I have no bars at my house. This is not that facility you all keep saying that it is. It's not. It was just a family and friends. Majority of those people, a lot of those people there, are my family, my grandson. My grandson spoke for me because I couldn't speak for me. I was in the hospital. He don't know who these is. He don't know nothing about what I
Ma'am, if they're your family and friends, why are you getting referrals from Broward Hospital?
I said most of it.
Okay.
And I don't deny that I didn't try to help people, but I got the message. I won't help them no more.
How many people are living there currently?
I don't know, about 12. It's about 12. But the house is big. It has room. It's 3-bedroom. It's not a little hole in the wall. I've been sick for the last 5 months, but I'm not helping anybody. I learned my lesson. All I've done, I end up just as they are, hopeless and homeless and can't do anything. I've been talked to by HRS many times. There's been no charges against me. I got friends that there's been no charges against me. What did I do? Just feed somebody or do something. They don't have any home. They don't have nowhere to be. Nothing. I do stuff because I wanted to, because I lost my sons and I felt the need to hold on and do something too.
And it's your testimony that you received no payment from any of the
Some
occupants?
of them have payments. Most of the time, those people don't have no money. No money. I go to the mission and buy clothes and food and stuff. It was my money that I wanted to cook and do. I was a chef. I cooked, and I enjoyed doing it. They had parties and stuff. There's nothing else that I could do. I tried to help. I'm sorry I tried to help. I won't do them. Whatever you want me to do, get rid of the people, then I will do that. I just keep my little grandsons in me. And it's just sad that you all see nothing good in what nobody tried to do for free. For free. I got a chance to review my own life. You wasted all your time for free. Now you get hurt. You're sitting over here looking foolish, and you're up here in the court defending something you thought was a good thing. And I'm very sorry, but I won't do that anymore. They're on their own. Whatever you need me to do to clear it up, I'm going to clear it up, and I'm going to walk on by. I've done this for many years.
Okay. All right, Ms. McCoy, I appreciate the fact that you're trying to do right by these people. However, these are people with medical needs. If they're coming from a hospital, they have medical needs. And, you can't look after 12 people on your own.
I've never been on my own.
Yeah.
This is my daughter.
Yeah.
Excellent cook.
Yes.
House clean, everything.
Yes.
So if I'm not at my
All
house,
right.
I will tell her, I wouldn't
All
even
right.
let you in the house. If I'm
Are
not
you
there,
willing to give
okay.
access to the inspector?
The inspector can come in, but I
Okay.
wouldn't tell
All
anybody
right.
like.
All right,
it's
so what
one
I'm
over me.
going to order is for you to give access to the
Yeah.
inspector and to, that this is operating akin to an assisted living facility. This is operating like an assisted living facility in that it is taking care of people that can't take care of themselves
I'm
and
not doing that
otherwise
anymore.
meets the definition.
Forgive them.
Your Honor, could we request the access within 10 days? And then also, again, just want to make clear for the record that the property owner is indicating that she's willing to give access, although someone's shaking her head in the background. So, ma'am, are you willing to give access to the inspector and the fire department and our police department within 10 days?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you willing to give
You can-
access to
you
the
can-
city
you can
within
come
10
in.
days?
You can come in.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't care if you come in because ain't going to be nobody but me. I don't care if people.
Okay,
Oh,
all
okay,
right,
what
so 10 days to let the
I'm just
inspector,
tired.
in 63 days to bring the property into compliance.
I've said that.
I didn't follow the case for construction. It's only
Yeah, I don't even know these people.
I don't care the
There's no.
status of the people.
Anything else?
No, that's it, Your Honor. We
Okay.
just, 63 days to come into compliance to either shut down the illegal ALF or make it compliant.
Okay.
It's not an ALF. You keep saying an ALF. It's not an ALF. Where is it from? And there's no bars, no nothing. This is
Ma'am,
my
if you're
daughter.
going to speak, did you sign in and give your ID?
No.
Then you can't speak. Okay.
Can't speak it. It's just something over
Okay,
and
well,
over
we
and
don't
over.
like the fact that you're running an illegal ALF either,
Well,
so.
what I will say is that may have not been your intention, and you may have had the best of intentions, but there are rules that have to be followed when you're caring for people that can't care for themselves, okay? All right. I've ruled. Thank you.
Thank you.
No.
Let's go. I don't care. Y'all can go fly kite.
Our next case is on page 33. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 2451 Northeast 49th Street, owner Aspen House Condo Association, Inc., case number BE 22020016. This case was first heard on 6/16/22 to comply by 7/28/22. One section not complied at $100. Total fines $40,300. City is requesting to reduce to administrative costs of $1,275.
Do we have
Yeah,
any?
we note that, ma'am, for the record.
Do we have any representative?
Anyone here from 2451 Northeast 49th Street?
What was the address?
2451 Northeast 49th Street. Okay. No one here. Someone sign in. We'll recall. Moving on to page 2. Property address, I'm sorry, not page 2. Page 28. Property address 1130 Southwest 26th Avenue. Owner, Sonny Kissian. Case number BE 2209-0080. This case was first heard on 8/17/23. Senior Inspector Jose Satagusti, sorry.
Can you
This-
maybe pass that and do another one?
I'm sorry?
Pass that one since Jose's over there, please.
Well, we're going to recall it because the inspector is not ready. You are ready? It's 1130 Southwest 26th Ave, Jose. Yes. Okay. This case was first heard on 8/17/23 to comply by 11/16/23. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $100. Total fines $9,000. City is requesting to reduce the administrative cost of $1,282.46.
Jose Saragusti, building inspector for the city, presenting the case number as read. The case is complied. The city requesting for administration fees $1,282.46. I will let the respondent speak.
Please state your name for the record.
Yes, my name is Sonny Ficien. I had my friend coming to help me to do it.
Just translation. Yeah.
There are $9,000 in fines on the property. The city is willing to reduce the fines to their administrative cost of $1,282.46. Is he willing to agree to that?
He say he doesn't have all the money. What can you guys do because he spent the money breaking down the place? He doesn't have the money. The $1,200 doesn't have all because he spent a lot of money to break down the place, and he had bought the property just like that. So.
That is a problem when you do construction without permits, that there are consequences to that.
He bought the place just like that. He didn't do any construction. He purchased it just like that. And the city knew about that.
If the only way the city knows about it is if they take out a proper permit, so the city did not know about the construction.
Well, I was the one running the permit with him, meeting different people at the city. I had several meetings with them. They knew he bought the property like that way, but they could not give him the setback. So the option he have is to break down the place, and we hire an engineer. City takes some time. I was the one running up and down, and by the time they approve it, it was like.
Unfortunately, when you buy property, you buy subject to whatever the other owner did. That becomes his responsibility, okay? You're on your microphone. Oh, sorry. I doubt anyone had trouble hearing me, though. I kind of have a loud voice. Okay. All right. So, it's his responsibility when he takes over the property. He takes it as is,
At that time he bought the property, the law was okay with that, but it has changed over the years. He didn't know he had to do anything because the law was not against that when he bought the property. But I had several meetings. I was there at the meeting with the city, with him. So he had to find the money. He worked for the city anyway. He's not making a lot of money. To break down the place, to pay everybody, that takes some time, okay? Even me, I do him a favor. I didn't get paid for that. He doesn't have the money to pay the $1,200. At least if you can break it down for him a little bit.
All right. Anything else from the city? Microphone's off.
Give me one moment.
Okay.
You can sit down.
The city will accept $600 fees.
Okay. All right, I think that's fair. Okay. All right, $600 from $9,000 plus $1,200 in costs, I think is very generous. Okay. All right. Thank you.
That. So when do you pay that?
You will receive a letter.
You'll get an order and it'll explain everything.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Our next case is on page 33. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 2132 East Oakland Park Boulevard. Owner, Harry Vordemeyer Jr. Revocable Livable Trust. Case number BE 2301-0081. This case was first heard on 6/15/23 to comply by 7/27/23. One section complied at $100. Total fines $26,400. The city is requesting to reduce to administrative costs of $1,275.
Morning, Your Honor. Building Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case analysis as read. The case is complied. We're just asking for administration cost of $1,275.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Do I need to press the button or no? Press the button? Okay. My name's Laura Dozier. I'm the property manager.
Okay, is your client in agreement for a reduction from $26,400 to city cost of $1,275?
Yes, and thank you all for your
All
time.
right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Our next case, the new business case on page 8. Inspector Preston Mark. Property address 5307 Northeast 32nd Ave. Owner David M. Crawford. Case number BE 2308-0311. Notice posted at the property on 3/28/24. Posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 4/4/24.
Good morning.
Morning.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. The property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 2023-105.1, work without permit, installing a new deck and dock, including pavers, at the rear of the property. Case was opened 8/22/23. Inspection report mailed 8/25/23. Final notice 10/3/23, and special magistrate notice 4/18/24. I've had several conversations with the owner. He has cooperated with the matter to resolve this. He has obtained a permit for the deck, which is in the process. He's here today to address the court.
Okay, and what is the city's recommendation?
City's requesting that the magistrate find the violation that does exist and grant the property owner 63 days to come in compliance or fine of $50 a day thereafter.
Sir, please state your name.
David Crawford.
Okay, are you willing to bring the property into compliance
No,
in
I'm
the
doing
next
it.
63 days?
Yes.
Okay. Make sure if you run into a problem, whether it's permitting, construction, whatever, you contact the inspector, because on the 64th day, fines will begin to run. Okay?
Not a problem.
All right, thank you very much,
you.
sir.
Our next case is on page 2, Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez. Property address 27 Pelican Drive. Owner Nicholas R. Valverde, Joseph A. LaRocca, Jr. Case number BE 2311-0139. Notice posted at the property on 3/27/24. Posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 4/4/24.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case analysis as read. I visited this property and observed from the front door, that there was renovation work being performed on the interior. I met with Francisco, who worked for the owner. We also observed the kitchen and bathroom renovation. I issue a stop work order, and I allowed them to stay on the property to secure the construction area. But I advise that no work should be performed in any area of the property that requires permits. Later in the office, I spoke to the owner, Nicholas, and I explained to him that he required permit for all the work that was being done in the property. This property was cited for work without permit on the Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.1. The case was open and inspection report was mailed out to the property owner on November 21st of 2023. The final notice was sent to the owner on December 27th of 2023. and the notice of hearing was posted at the property on February 2nd, 2023. We're asking your owner to find that the violation does exist and to grant the property owner 91 days to come into compliance or fines of $50 per violation per day thereafter. As today, the owner already applied for permits and the permits are in process. I'm going to let the defendant speak.
Please state your name for the record.
Good morning. Nicholas Valverde, owner of the property at 27 Pelican Drive.
Okay, are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance within 91 days?
Yes.
Okay, same thing. If you run into a problem, make sure you contact the inspector. Okay.
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 27. Inspector Preston Mark.
What page?
27. It's a hearing to impose fines. Property address 1430 Southwest 31st Court. Owner Marina Mile 1429 LLC. Case number BE 2304-0072. This case was first heard on 9/21/23 to comply by 11/2/23. One section not complied at $50. Total fines $8,350. City is requesting to impose the full amount, which continues to accrue.
Preston Mark, Bill Inspector for the city, presenting the case and address as read. There were expired permits at this location. However, the permit is still expired, so the case has not complied. I will let the respondent speak.
I'm requesting a 30-day extension.
You need to state your name, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Good morning. Karen Rivera.
Okay.
I'm requesting a 30-day extension so that we can get the permits together. I've been hired to take care of everything.
Okay, and this has been going on since 9/21/23. Any problem with a 35-day extension from the city?
The city would support 35-day extension, and the city will also request that the fines be imposed thereafter.
Okay, 35 days. The fines will be suspended during that 35 days, but if you go beyond that, then they'll begin to run again.
Thank you so much.
All
Have a
right.
great day. Bye-bye.
Our next case is on page 26. Property address 1501. Senior Inspector Alexander Boris. Property address 1501 Southeast 15th Street. Owner, the Island Club Condo Association, Inc. Case number BE 2301-0100. This case was first heard on 7/20/23 to comply by 9/21/23. One section not complied at $50. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $3,100, which continues to accrue. There are 3 suspensions noted.
Alexander Boris, Building Inspector for the city, updating you on case number and address as read. The property was cited for violation of City Ordinance 9-3098 for mechanical cooling tower in disrepair. The case is not complied, and we are here today to follow up with any progress. And the respondent is here to provide an update.
Please state your name for the record.
Christopher Barone,
Why is
HOA
this-
President.
Mr. Varone, why is this taking so long?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm a new owner. I've only lived there for 3 months. I've become the new president within the past 7 weeks, and just poor management at the property management level and at the old HOA level. That whole board is gone. This is all new board. Within 7 weeks, I have a signed contract for $153,000 to have the repair made. I have notarized application for permits for yesterday morning, and they have 10 days to have these approved or at least submitted into the city. So in 7 weeks, I've got done what wasn't done in 2 years. We're doing our best. We're asking
and
for leniency.
What are you requesting in terms of time?
Well, I'm requesting, I guess the next thing would be a permit completed. So the permit application with notaries and everything is right here. This was signed yesterday. They have 10 days to submit this. That's in our contract with Shoreline HVAC. We assume once the permit is submitted, I guess we'll wait for a approved permit for start of construction. We're ready to go, funded. We're just waiting for permit and moving forward.
Okay.
Yes, the city, we still don't have a permit application in our system. But I mean, this is like the only progress that we've seen. The city will support a 35-day extension and a mandatory reappearance. If the permit is issued at the next hearing, then we'll be in a better position to support any additional extension.
Okay, I'm going to give you 35 days. You're going to reappear. Actually, it won't be on my docket. It'll be the other magistrate on May 23rd. You'll remember that our discussion here, because I won't be here, and that way, if you need additional time to complete the work at that time, if the permits are done and you continue to act diligently, they'll try to work with you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
And we'll suspend the fines during that time and issue an order to reappear.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 32. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 2115 Northeast 37th Drive, owner Coral Ridge Country Club Apartments, Inc., case number BE 2209-0147. This case was first heard on 2/16/23 to comply by 8/15/23. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $24,600, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor. Building Inspector Martinez. Case analysis as read. Like I was reading, the case is not complied. I'm going to let the respondent to speak.
Hello, good morning. My name is Vanessa Janae. I'm the HOA president. We have gone all the work, permits are in, all the work has been completed. We're just waiting for the final report that everything's passed, which should be, I think we're asking for a 40-day extension just to get.
I'm sorry, but Bora is very clear on the rules. We cannot grant any extension. I mean, when you submit the report, you can apply for a lien amnesty.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, but since what happened on some Surfside, we follow the rules of Bora very strict. So
I'm not sure.
What you've been cited for is failing to submit the report.
We're still waiting for the final report. Everything's done, and we're just literally waiting for
Yeah, but normally the report comes first.
Exactly.
Tells you what you need, what needs to be done. The city agrees or disagrees with it, and then you get 180 days to complete the work. We never got the report, is what he's saying.
That should have been submitted we did the inspection last year, and that should have been submitted to the city.
Your Honor, the report requires repairs, but in order for her to ask for an extension, she needs to submit a letter with a valid permit, an active permit from the engineer of record, signed and sealed, and giving us the reason why they need another extension, and maybe we could accept it and go 60 days or something like that. But that wasn't submitted to us, so at this time.
Sorry, it was submitted.
Okay, yeah, you need to submit that and then submit a request for extension because these fines are continuing to accrue.
Right, but I don't understand because we did submit that when the original, everything's all.
Okay, but that's when the repairs were required, when you first submit the report, correct?
So essentially the first report.
Okay, the first report, how long ago?
State your name, sir.
My name is Max Ferrer. I'm the general contractor that was hired to do the project.
Okay.
So essentially the initial report was done by Curry Engineers that stated that there was repairs that were required.
Okay.
We then began the process of doing those repairs. During the process, we needed to do an engineer swap. So we brought on a new engineer, which the city's aware of because we've got all the documentation doing the engineer swap and such. We've got all the proper documentation. We've completed the work at this point in time. We have the final being done, essentially. We've uploaded, again, the final approval from the engineer of record now. So we have the final certificate. This was uploaded to the city file and has been approved. And we've actually had site inspection since then. So we've been showing that we've actually gone through the entire process.
If the case got to this point, I'm sorry, if the case got to this point, it's because we haven't received no documentation at all.
So
if
then
the case,
how do I have the permit
if the case, if you can submit that afterwards, what is that you have
this
there?
is the permit documentation.
But a permit doesn't fix anything here.
It's not about fixing anything. It's about addressing the
let
issues
me
that
explain
were
to you. The permit is for the repairs that was required, right? If you need an extension, you need to submit, the engineer of record needs to submit a letter with the permit that you have on hand requesting an extension and giving us why it's been taking so long. You understand? And then you would have another extension, but we haven't received anything.
I believe we
Yeah,
did.
so I'm pretty sure that we contacted
No,
the city.
I mean, we haven't received that. If no, you wouldn't be here now.
Listen, I understand, but I need the chance to also respond. So
Well-
my request is to the magistrate that we have the opportunity to bring to you the documentation that I believe that I have, because I'm being told that that was never done. However, I'm pretty sure that it was. So being as that I'm the general contractor and I was the one who took over the project when this all went off the rails, again, my office was in communication with the city throughout the entire process.
With who in the city?
Off the top of my head, I'm not entirely sure. I
Yeah,
can tell
okay.
you that, again, if I could have the proper amount of time to
Joe
prepare.
Pasquarello, Assistant Building Official. It appears to me that the only thing that he's trying to say is that you just need to submit the final engineering report.
Which I have and submitted to the building department. You guys have that on your side.
When did
that was done? That was done 3 days ago.
Do you have that with you, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so show it to them.
The final's the first page. And
It's okay. The report, okay, but the report that you're submitting is not the Broward County approved
No,
forms.
not the report for the 40 years. That
Right,
you're asking
yeah.
For. Oh, my mistake. My mistake. I thought you were asking for the report.
Yeah, so that's the only, outstanding item. So we'll gladly consider,
Oh, okay, so
your,
that we should have in.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah,
within the next 6 days. In order for us to
Yeah.
get that report filed, we needed to obviously get the repairs
right,
completed
so that's
with
the only
city.
outstanding item in order for us to comply the case.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Understood.
Wasn't understanding.
Okay, all right. So
if
I'm
he
going to give
submits it
them
within 7 days, we'll
14
backdate
days to get that report in.
Submitted.
Okay, Your Honor, if you submit the engineer report that no repairs are required within 7 days, we're gonna backdate and we're gonna bring you back here.
Okay.
And we will reconsider and see the fines if any fines are accrued.
Okay.
So 7 days you have to submit the engineer report with a clean report, no repairs required.
That
Okay?
everything's done
Is
and
that-
we're passed.
Right.
Okay.
Understood.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Our next case is at the bottom of page 2. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 640 Southwest 30th Ave, owner Southwide Capital LLC, case number BE 2402-0128. Notice posted at the property on 3/28/24, posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 4424.
I think I heard my address, but I'm not sure.
640 Southwest 30th Ave?
No.
Is the property owner here for that address?
No.
All right, move on.
No, not this. This one, Your Honor, if we could, because we have a firefighter here to provide testimony if we could.
Okay.
Building Inspector Martinez, case and address as read. I visited this property with Electrical Inspector Nash Maddock upon arrival. We met with Jackie, who identified herself as an owner's assistant. I explained to Jackie why we were there and our concern about the unsafe electrical installation reported by the fire department. She denied us entrance. We observed some workers at the property. She claimed that they were only painting. We observed that what appeared to be a carport enclosure with a fresh stucco. As per fire department report, there were a few tenants in the property. Jackie confirmed of the tenants and also informed us that the tenants were paying rent. I asked her for the owner to contact me. I provide her with my business card. After searching the property, no permit was observed or found for the carport enclosure. The property was cited for work without permit on the Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.1, and also change of use and occupancy on the Florida Building Code 2023, Section 111.1, from a single-family home to assisted living facility. The inspection report was mailed to the property owner on February 20 of 2024. The notice of hearing was posted at the property on March 28 of 2024. Your Honor, no action has been taken. We're asking Your Honor to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 28 days to come into compliance or fines of $500 per violation per day thereafter. We also have here a member of the fire department, inspector, that visited the property, and I would like him to address the situation because he was able to access and speak to the tenants.
Okay, thank you.
If you could just state your name for the record and position, and then detail for the magistrate what your personal observations were at the property when you visited there.
Okay. Firefighter Mike Elbert. So I went out to this property twice. First time, the gentleman met us outside, fixed the problem which was at hand, and basically what perked my ears was he said elder abuse. So then, of course, I have to go ahead and do my due diligence and go through the whole thing. He said nothing physical, nothing verbal. It was a condition in which he was living in. He stated that he was brought there by a social worker from a Memorial System hospital to this house. What he had found out is that the owner and the person that brought him to the house know each other. Now, this lady said that I'll bring you to the house. If you don't like it, we could leave. Before he could say absolutely not, she was already out the door and he was stuck there. So when we walked him back in the house, we tried to get him to go to the hospital. He adamantly refused. I was on scene for an hour and 45 minutes trying to get this guy to go to the hospital. He absolutely said no. People were stealing the stuff within the room. And when we made entrance, that's when I found from the oven, 110 wire going up into the ceiling, drywall. There was a room which looked like it was petitioned off with drywall. The stucco and all the fresh paint was a big one for me because there was commercial-sized paint machines inside this residence.
There are a number of elderly people living
there. Was about 5. And the other one that kind of threw a curveball to me was that there was a probably mid-40-ish, late 40-ish female there with 2 or 3 kids from 14 to like 8. I thought was very odd. Mm-hmm. But it was each individualized. All the drywall was cut out. There was wires run everywhere. So that's what I witnessed.
All right. I'm having a real problem with our public hospitals having people working there that are referring clients to unlicensed facilities. I'm having a real problem with that. All right.
Yep.
28 days.
And the other thing that I'd like to add is not only was there a health aspect on this, right? Because there's rodent droppings and roaches, but on top of that, there are bars on the windows. If you're serving as such as a ALF, there's no sprinkler, there's no suppression system. How are these people going to get out? And like you stated before, they can't take care of themselves, and that's why they go to places as such. Yeah. But you need to go ahead and be termed as one.
And now I'm going to request so far that's the North Broward Hospital District and now the South Broward Hospital District that's referring patients to unlicensed facilities. And I need that reported, and I want to hear back on that.
I would look into the Memorial System as well.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
Yes,
28 days or $500 a day thereafter for each violation. Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Our next case is on page 35. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez. Oh, gosh. Property address 815 Northwest 4th Ave. Owner Timothy Gutzmer. Case number BE 2303-0001. This case was first heard on 1/18/24. To comply by 4/18/24, one section not complied at $50. This case was ordered to reappear.
Building Inspector Leo Martinez, representing the city. Case analysis as read. As today, there are several permits in the city still in process. The case is not in compliance. I will request Your Honor to schedule this for a massive hearing. I'm going to let the defendant to speak.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Morning, Timothy Gutzmer, property owner. Your Honor, we're asking for a 30-day stay. Reason being is we took everything to the city as far as to comply with the shed and the fence, but because it's new construction, they attached everything to the master. And we just found out a few weeks ago that because it's new construction, it requires a new lateral. So we're just now waiting for the engineer, for the paving engineer to get back to us on that to submit everything one time.
Okay, you asking for 30 days?
Pretty much.
Okay, perfect. That's what you're going to get since, right now, there are no fines up to date. So the case is going to be scheduled for a massive hearing. That's for the imposition of fines, and that will be for the next hearing. So you will be fine. If you need only 30 days and you get the permit during the 30 days, maybe you're going to be okay.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, we
Well, not if I order them suspended for
Exactly.
the next 35 days.
so you should be fine.
That's what I'm going to do. Do you want an order to reappear?
We can do an order to reappear in the next hearing. Is that possible, Diane?
Okay, all right.
No reappearing. I will request the case to be scheduled for a massive hearing.
Okay.
Since he just asking for 30 days, we'll stop the fines now and then schedule the case for the next massive.
Okay, all right, so 35 days, I'm going to stay the fines during that period of time, but after the 35 days, the fines will begin to run again, and then you'll have to come back for a hearing on the imposition of the fines. Do you understand? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 16. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez. Property address 1051 Northwest 53rd Street. Case number BE 2309-0206. Owner, Israel's Brothers Partnership, LLC. Notice posted at the property on 3/12/24, posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 4424. 1051 Northwest 53rd Street.
Yes.
Yes, is the right place.
Inspector Martinez, representing the city. Case and others as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is asking for a 180-day extension or $100 per day thereafter.
Please state your name for the record.
Miranda Smith.
Okay, you understand that the report was submitted, and now you have 180 days in order to make the repairs.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 11. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez. Property address 350 Southwest 25th Street. Owner, Robert L. Agee, 3090114. Notice posted at the property on 3/1/24, posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 4424. This case was first heard on 6/15/23 to comply by 7/13/23. Fine suspended as noted. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $9,400, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jack Seiler on behalf of the Maury Legacy Foundation. This is a foundation.
Good morning.
Good morning, Building Inspector Martinez, representing the city. Case and others as read. The case is not in compliance. I'm going to let the defendant, the representative, to speak.
Okay, go ahead.
So this is originally a property that was in litigation at the Broward County Courthouse. I think last time I was here, I explained this to the magistrate. There was, and I think at that time it was the magistrate, Judge Anspro, who then became the city attorney. But the property was tied up in litigation for years. It was before Judge Gillespie, before Tobin Singer, before Hames, multiple cases, multiple fights over this Morey estate. Mr. Morey at one time owned Calder Racetrack, so it was a pretty substantial estate. At the end of the settlement, which we just settled in the fall, we came in and explained that now the foundation was taking ownership to this property that was Mr. Morey's prior individual residence since he's passed, and we need to do certain things, but because of tax reasons, we just got signed off by the IRS in like the last month. So we haven't been able to do what we needed to do at this property. We talked about it at the last hearing, we explained it, and I think now we'll be able to do what needs to be done. But the problem was there was a very public fight over ownership to the property, both sides trying to prevent anybody else from coming on the property.
How much time do you need?
Pardon me?
How much time does your client need?
I think we need like 90 days because I've got like I said, the foundation now has title.
Okay. Any objection to 91 days?
No, Your Honor. City support the extension.
Okay. 91 days, and I'll suspend the fines during that time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Our next case is on page 24. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez. Property address 5220 Northeast 14th Way, owner L&S Apartments, Inc., case number BE 2309-0221. Notice posted at the property on 3/6/24, posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 4/4/24.
Building Inspector Leo Martinez, case analysis as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is asking for a 180-day extension or $100 per day thereafter.
That's fine.
Okay.
Thank you. My name is Louis Conniff. Yes, that would be fine. That would be
Okay.
great.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 27. Property address 1521 Northwest 6th Ave. Owner George Olmo. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Inspector Preston Mark. My apologies. 27. Case number BE 2306-0086. This case was first heard on 10/19/23. To comply by 11/30/23, one section not complied with $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $13,900, which continues to accrue.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This case was previously came before the board, before the special magistrate, sorry. The case has not complied. Mr. Olmo is here to address us on his situation.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
George Olmo.
Okay. And why is this taking so long to just close out this permit?
First, this lab of my landed on my lab. When I bought the house, everything was supposed to be done. I had no idea that those permits were submitted to the city. From my knowledge, they were, because I didn't buy the house as it. By the time I found out, my flight attendant based out of California, but I live here. So between that, my brother passed away, and my lady currently is pregnant, so trying to get a contract, got the contract, he got COVID, so I submitted everything that it needed to be submitted. I just went to get the problem fixed.
Okay, and how much time are you asking for?
Say that again?
How much time are you asking for to complete the process?
And should be, everything is submitted already. I just waiting for the contractor because I had to send a certified letter to remove the old contractor. let me see.
Changing contractor?
Yes, and that was submitted as well, so without that, he couldn't start anything yet, but that's
Okay,
his.
what's the city's recommendation?
City's recommending will support the 63-day extension to get the permits, and the city's also requesting that the fines be imposed thereafter. So the fines will be suspended for 63 days, and then they will continue to occur.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Thank you, appreciate it, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor, at this
Have a
time,
great
the
day.
city
Stay
is,
safe.
requesting, oh, you're good. Bye-bye, yeah.
Have a
Thank
nice
you.
one.
Requesting a brief recess.
Okay.
Thank you. Hearing. Jerry, we are now resuming special magistrate hearing. Please, if everyone can quiet down, please. Thank you. Our next case is on page 4, Senior Building Inspector Jose Saragusti. Property address 120 Northwest 16th Street. Owner, Northwest 16th Street Land Trust, number 120 Trust. Florida Trust Services, LLC trustee. Case number BE 2403-0083. Notice posted at the property on 3/27/24, posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 4/4/24.
Yeah, right. Good morning. My name is Inspector Andrew Gabbia. I'm speaking on behalf of Senior Building Inspector Saragusti and the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting the case as read. The case was opened on March 14th, 2024. Inspector Saragusti received this case by email regarding this unsafe property. The property was cited under FBC 2023 Section 116.1.1. Buildings or structures that, in the opinion of the building official, are unsafe or which have been substantially damaged or otherwise shall be deemed unsafe shall obtain permits to demolish the structure or bring the building into comply with the applicable codes. This building is abandoned without water, electricity, and all building parts are in disrepair. Building number 1, the main structure, location west side of the site, single-story area, 1,332 square feet. Roof covering, shingles deteriorated, and wood sheathing is deteriorated throughout. There are many areas at the underside of the soffit that have deteriorated and have lost all structural integrity. Sheathing that is intended to brace the roof and used as an anchor roofing has deteriorated and lost all its structural integrity. Tie beam is cut over front of window, and the roof structure at that area is not adequately supported. Tie beam is cut at rear west elevation to make room for an unpermitted exterior door, created a non-continuous structural support for the wall and roof. There is work done throughout without permits, including the windows and doors. There are structural cracks throughout as a possible result of stress due to missing beams. The upper portion of the structure has evidence of new wire lath and stucco over wood sheathing, all done without permits. The fence is in disrepair. Building number 2, structural storage, location towards the rear of the property, between the main structure and the accessory building area, 60 square feet. The entire roof is missing, all structural members and roof material removed, and the appropriate repairs replacement would exceed 50% of the value of the structure. There are cracks noted throughout exterior walls. The fence is also in disrepair. Building number 3, east side of site, area 648 square feet. Electrical work has been done without permits, including a new electrical panel. The interior has evidence of work without permits. Windows and doors altered. Interior and drywall on exterior walls have been demolished, removed. New electrical panel has been installed and is unsafe. There is overgrown vegetation surrounding the structure. There is a huge tree dangerously close to the structure, within approximately 1 foot. The inadequately installed windows, along with damaged blockwork, is a concern if there would be a storm event, as there would be a windborne hazard and possible collapse. The fence is also in disrepair. FBC 2023, Section 116.1.2. Incomplete buildings or structures commenced without a permit or the permit for which is expired, or completed buildings or structures commenced without a permit or the permit for which expired prior to the completion and no certificate of occupancy has been issued, shall be presumed and deemed unsafe. FBC 2023, Section 116.1.4. A permit shall be issued for the demolition of any unsafe building or structure in accordance with Section 105.18 of this code. FBC 2023, Section 116.2.1.1.1. It is vacant, unguarded, and open at doors and windows. FBC 2023, Section 116.2.1.2.1. There is a failure, hanging, or loosening of siding, block, brick, or other building material. FBC 2023, Section 116.2.1.2.4. There is an unusual sagging or leaning out of plumb of the building or any parts of the building, and such effects is caused by deterioration or overstressing. FBC 2023, Section 116.2.1.2.5. The electrical or mechanical installations or systems create a hazardous condition in violation of this code. FBC 2023, Section 116.2.1.3.1. The construction, installation of electrical, plumbing, or other equipment therein or thereon, or the partial construction or installation of equipment has been commenced or completed without a permit, therefore, having been obtained, or permit therefore expired prior to the completion and certificate of occupancy issued. FBC 2023, Section 116.2.1.3.2, by reason of illegal or improper use, occupancy, or maintenance, does not comply with this code or the code in effect at the minimum time of construction or the applicable minimum housing code. There was a notice of hearing posted on the property on March 26, 2024. We are in contact since April 15, 2024 with architect Alice Santamaria regarding this property. Boarded windows and trash and vegetation were removed this week. We are asking the magistrate to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 60 days to come into compliance. The owner applies for the required permits to bring the property into compliance with signed and sealed submittal documents from a licensed design professional, including an accurate itemized cost to restore the structure to meet the standards for human occupancy and to meet the minimum housing standards, or apply for a demolition permit to demolish the unsafe, uninhabitable structure, including all accessory structures on the parcel. In the event that the owner does not apply for the permits and move forward with the rehab or demolition of the property, the city will move forward with the demolition, including all accessory structures on the parcel, at the owner's expense, and may lien the property to recover the demolition costs. I will let the respondent speak. Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Ross Bridger on behalf of the trust, the property owner.
Are you in agreement with what he just said?
Okay, so yes, I to give some more backstory here, the beneficial owner of the trust has recently changed, and this is why all of a sudden you're seeing the architect in touch with the city. You're seeing my presence here. They do plan to move forward. We do expect to have plans submitted by the 8th of May. That's when they've told me that, or the architect has told me that he expects to have the MEPs finished by then. So we plan to we're appreciative of the 60 days.
Okay. 63 days to get an engineering report or to apply for a permit for demo. If that's not complied, the city has an order.
For this violation, by law is 60 days.
Oh, 60 days, okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 31, Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, page 31, property address 1060 Northeast 5th Terrace, owner Philadelphia Fundamental Baptist Church, case number BE 2301-0125. This case was first heard on 6/15/23 to comply by 7/27/23. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $26,500, which continues to accrue.
Building Inspector Leo Martinez representing the city. Case analysis as read. Case is not complied. The city is requesting the full amount to be imposed.
Okay.
I'm going to let the representative to speak.
Sir, please state your name.
Jacques Alcido. We already submitted, and I have the receipt from the Development Service Department.
I beg your pardon? Can you?
Yeah.
I didn't hear what you said.
No, we submitted the report of and I have this is from the receipt from the Department of Services.
When did you submit that report?
Oh, it was yesterday.
Okay, do you want to show?
Your Honor, we haven't received no report. I will request imposition of fines. If we can verify that when we get to the office, we will bring the case on the next available massive hearing, and we will adjust for administration costs. But at this moment, Your Honor, I'm requesting the imposition of fines.
Excuse me, can I show you
Yeah.
what I received?
That's no report, Your Honor.
Okay, let me see what he's trying to show us. Okay, this is, I'll let you take a look at it as well.
This is an email, Your Honor. That's an email from Fort Lauderdale.
Your Honor, this is an acknowledgement from yesterday by the city that online plans and documents have been received.
We're actually looking at Casella right now.
Oh, perfect.
And both reports have been received, and it states no repairs required. I know you have to review them, so I would advise at least give them an extension.
Okay. All right, I'm going to give a 14-day extension to let the city catch up with the report, and I'll suspend the fines during that period of time, and hopefully you'll be done with me. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Our next case is on page 7, Inspector Preston Mark, property address 803 Northeast 4th Ave. Owner, Brigada International Service LLC, case number BE 2402-0203. Notice posted at the property on 3/28/24, posted at 1 East Rouse Boulevard, 4/4/24.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. The property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 2023-105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to completion of a demo without a permit. The entire building was demoed without a permit. The case was opened 4/18/24. Inspection report was mailed 2/29/24. Special magistrate notice mailed 3/28/24. Our records show several permits, applications only, were submitted for demo of the interior partitions, existing bathrooms, modification of the warehouse, and also partial demolition of the roof. None of these applications were issued, and they're still in the awaiting client reply status. There are also several expired permits which are yet to be renewed. The respondents are here to address the court. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violations exist and grant the property owner 63 days to come in compliance, or a fine of $250 per day thereafter. The city is also requesting that the final order be recorded and a mandatory reappearance. The respondents are here to speak.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning, Magistrate, and good morning, Mr. Marks.
Please state your name for the record.
Absolutely, Your Honor. My name is Lorenzo Cobiella, a lawyer with the firm Gastesi Lopez Mestre, LLC, 8105 Northwest 155th Street, Miami Lakes, Florida. I am the attorney for Brigada International. My client is here, and he's waiting for his father to just step out for a moment.
Are they in agreement with 63 days to bring the property into compliance?
Yes and no. And that's a very lawyer answer, but let me explain why. And by the way, Mr. Marks did make himself available as soon as we got the notification. I was able to speak with him, and he answered his phone right away and told me what exactly was going on. Exactly as he said, originally this was for a partial demolition, and eventually what occurred was a full demolition. And so a full permit needed to be applied for and pulled. My understanding, and the contractor, Mr. David, is here, and he can talk a little bit more about what has happened. But my understanding is that the permit has already been applied for, but has not been approved because they are waiting for the asbestos mitigation agreement from Broward County. So my concern, he can talk a little bit about what steps he's already taken and what's going on and answer all questions, is that for some reason, and this happens a lot in Miami-Dade County, I'm not sure how often it happens in Broward County, when you're dealing with environmental issues, it can get snagged, and it could take longer than the 63 days. So I'm okay with 63 days with an exception, that if there's something with Broward County that we're waiting.
What they're suggesting is that I grant the 63 days and issue an order to reappear.
Okay.
So if there's a problem, you can come back and tell me about it.
I would be fine with
All
something
right.
like that.
Okay, so ordered.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Marks.
Our next case is on page 34. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 2525 North Federal Highway, RCSH Operations LLC, case number BE 2301-0076. This case was first heard on 6/15/23 to comply by 12/12/23. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $12,700, which continues to accrue.
34. Which case, Tasha? The one at the top or the bottom?
Thank you. Building Inspector Martinez, representing the city, case and address as read. The case is not complied. The city is requesting the full amount. I'm going to let the representative speak.
Please state your name for the record.
James Gill.
Okay, why is it taking so long?
I'm the electrical contractor that was contracted to do the job. All the repairs have been completed other than the 2 items that we're waiting for Siemens to get. I have a delivery schedule here. Everything was received. That was received was installed by 12/2, and the engineer came out to inspect the job, the one that did the original write-up. He was supposed to submit a new report. He did not. I have a letter from him stating that the structure is safe. My last piece of equipment shipped out 2 days ago.
Okay.
Siemens had over a year back order on the heavier equipment. I don't know what to do
Okay.
at that point.
Where is it at in the process? Are you waiting for a report?
No, yeah, they need to submit a clean report. The first report were required, repairs were required, and they haven't submitted the report. And I mean, that's why we are requesting to impose the fines. After that, he can apply for a lien amnesty. I was explaining to him.
Okay. You understand you're not here to get because you haven't completed the work. You're here because you haven't submitted the report to say what work needs to be completed.
I'm still waiting on 2 pieces of equipment. Also, I had to apply for a permit because they have to shut off power. That permit has been in their system since 3/14.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be understanding that we're waiting for a report, not the completion of the project. Because once you submit the report, then you get time to complete the project. Is that correct?
The case was heard the first time on 6/15 of 2023. They submit a report. The report required, repairs were required back then, and they have a 180-day extension. And we got to the point that they didn't request any extension with active permits like they're supposed to do, and that's why we're here today. If they would have, the engineer of record would have requested a written letter signed and sealed with the active permit number that they need another extension, we will consider it. But as today, they didn't do that. The extension expired, and that's why we're asking for the imposition of fines. When they complete the repairs, they can submit a new report and they can apply for a lien amnesty.
The engineer can't submit the report with the active permit because they've had the application since 3/14. They're asking for plans. There's no plans. I've submitted the recertification inspection report for their plans multiple times. They still have not approved the permit since 3/14.
Okay, so how is he supposed to complete the work if the permit has not been issued?
Well, he has the permit. The permit has to be in compliance with the National Electric Code. So we're not going to issue a permit if there's deficiencies. So those deficiencies have to be addressed, and then the permit will be issued, at which time the engineer could write a letter with an active permit number, signed and sealed, saying that that the property owner needs more time and detailing why there needs more time.
Then I'm confused because he's saying that there is a permit open.
He said there's not.
There's an application open.
It's a pending application.
That has corrections to be answered.
Right.
They're asking for plans that we don't have because
that's
an engineer inspection report for repairs, not a new job that needs plans. I don't understand it. So, and I've talked to multiple people. I've talked to, I believe, her in December about submitting the new report, but they can't do it without a permit.
Your Honor, Abora is very clear on the 0505. I mean, at this point, there is nothing that we can do. The city is requesting the fines to be imposed.
Well, I'm having a problem with the fact that he is here and saying that this is a repair and he cannot get the permit.
So the engineer of record needs to address the identified corrections in the plan review process. They have to do that. Engineers or architects should understand and know the codes that apply. They should also understand and know that they can go to the electrical chief if there's discussions with that. You can't just say, it's been in a month and we don't understand why there needs to be plans.
I believe he's been in communication with the project manager involved with this.
So the project manager is not the design professional. So if electrical has issued a comment saying that plans are required, then the design professional on the project should be interfacing with the city, looking at those comments, meeting with, again, the electrical chief if necessary, or if the plan reviewer, if a meeting with the plan reviewer is not productive or they don't get together, then they meet with the electrical chief. I mean, that's how permits work. That's the process.
Your Honor, just so you can understand, if they were given 180 days, is that more than plenty time to submit a permit application? That's what I'm understanding from him to the city, and go through the corrections that the plan examiner are asking. That's what the permit hasn't been issued.
I understand, but he's saying he submitted it and it got kicked back because they need plans.
Right. I have an application number.
Okay.
Yep, we understand all that, but he has an application, but 180 days to obtain a permit, that's too much.
And he applied a month ago.
Okay, yeah, this has been going on since June of last year, so I'm going to impose the fine, and you're going to have to get the project manager to get with the city and give them what they want. I mean, they need that report.
The equipment shipped 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't even have it in possession. Is there any way to get an extension to get the last? I mean, there was 43 items.
It's been 180
All of them
days.
have been taken care of except 2.
No.
But the problem is that they're not telling you that what you're doing wrong is that you haven't completed the work. They're telling you you haven't addressed the deficiencies, and that's something that the project manager or an engineer has to do, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 6. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti. Property address 1109 Southeast 9th Street. Owner Angelo A. Golemi. Sorry. Case number BE 24010054. Notice posted at the property on 3/27/24. Posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard 4424.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. During my daily inspection, I discovered this property in unsafe condition. The property was sited under Florida Building Code 2023, Section 116.1.1 for building or structure become unsafe. Buildings or structures that, in the opinion of a building official, are unsafe or which have been substantially damaged or otherwise shall be deemed unsafe shall obtain permit for demolish the structure or bring the building to comply with the applicable codes. This building had a fire. It's abandoned without water and electricity, and all building parts are in disrepair. The city is requesting the following: that in the next 60 days, the owner apply for the required permit to bring the property into compliance with signed and sealed submittal document from a licensed design professional, including an accurate estimated cost to restore the structure to meet the standard for human occupancy and to meet minimum housing standards, or apply for a demolition permit to demolish the unsafe and uninhabitable structure, including all accessory structures on the parcel. In the event the owner does not apply for the permit and move forward with the rehabilitation or demolition of the property, the city will move forward with the demolition, including all accessory structures on the parcel, at owner expense, and might lien the property to recover the demolition cost.
Okay, please state.
Order to be recorded and order to reappear. I will let this respondent to speak.
Hi, Angelo A. Golemi. I am the owner of the property. This has been a pretty grueling process for me. My son and I were, thank God, out of town 2 days before Christmas when we got a call from the neighbor saying her house was having a catastrophic fire. Since then, it has been a series of setbacks, both with insurance, we've had to fire the structural engineer, getting plans, getting money from insurance. It's been a disaster. Thankfully, we're at a point now where I have got preliminary plans ready to go. Insurance is still messing around with subrogation with who they believe was the cause, which was a battery manufacturer. I've informed them that, I'm working with the city, and my ask today was for a 90-day extension every day to commence permitting and work. I want this to happen substantially faster than that. Every day that I'm not in my house having it rebuilt is costing me a lot of money. And so time is of the essence for me, but there's just been so many setbacks. I want to make sure that we have ample time to get the plans submitted, plans approved, permits pulled, and commence restoration of the property.
Anything else from the city?
No, the city requests the 60 days.
Okay, we'll do the 60 days. The order to reappear is going to have to be 63 days on the June 20th docket, okay? What? Oh, I thought he said you wanted an order
Yes,
to...
it's not, it's in this violation, it's not
I thought
necessary
you said
the
you
order
wanted-
to reappear, sorry.
I'm sorry, okay. All right, did you say you want it recorded?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. Okay, 60 days to apply for the permits and to, get the professional to sign off. And then, or you could decide to demo it during that 60 days and apply for the demo permit. Both of those things will bring you into compliance.
Okay.
Okay? If you don't do any of those things, then the city's going to come in and demo it because it's
Okay.
unsafe the way it is. There's nobody living in it, is there?
No.
Okay. All right, so 60 days to submit the permits.
And how do I go about that, Mr. Siragusti? Do I let you know that I've got permits? How do I do that? Or the city?
If you have the permit issue, let me know. If not, I will respect the case and I will know from the system.
Okay.
Yeah, just stay in touch with him if you're,
Okay.
if you got it submitted. Just, I would say this to
Yeah.
everyone. Just keep in touch with him, and if you need a little bit more time and you're close, we'll
Okay.
try to work with you.
Okay, perfect. Thank
right,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mr. Siragusti. Thank you.
Our next case, Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, on page 30. Property address 1515 Southeast 16th Street. Case number BE 23110159. Owner, Pompanet Inc. This case was first heard on 1/18/24 to comply by 3/21/24. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $2,700, which continues to accrue.
Building Inspector Martinez, representing the city. Case analysis as read. We had some progress on this property, but I'm gonna let the representative to explain.
Okay. Please state your name, sir. Okay, Mr. Murray, what's the status of the repairs?
The safety issue has been rectified as far as the overhead roof. Right now, there was a permit issued for that. The boat slip itself is under a permit for the county for environmental, and we're just moving along as quick. We have everything ready to go on the
How much time do you
seawall.
need?
91 days.
City won't oppose, Your Honor. They've been progress, and
Okay.
city agrees to the 91-day extension.
91 days, and I'll suspend the fines during that time.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Our next case is on page 29. Property address, Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez. Property address 101 Southeast 23rd Street. Owner, Bunkhouse Holdings, LLC. Case number BE 2302-0170. This case was first heard on 9/21/23 to comply by 11/16/23. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $50. Total fines $4,550. The city is requesting to reduce the administrative costs of $1,275.
Good morning, Your Honor. Building Inspector Martinez, representing the city. Case analysis as read. The case is complied. The city is requesting just administration costs from $1,275.
Okay, is the whole case complied? Because I only have it on one of the violations.
Yes. Yeah, well, my violation was complied. It's complied.
Oh, okay, all right.
There is two cases. There is a case on the front property that is handled by Inspector Preston Mark, and there is my case that.
No, but this top,
yeah, they're
installing a new roof without permit.
Yeah, they did comply.
Okay, all right, thank you. But maybe I was on the wrong case. All right, please state your name for the record.
Bruce Forbes, Bunkhouse Holdings, owner.
Okay, are you in agreement with the reduction to city costs?
I'd like to get it reduced further or waived because there was extenuating circumstances. We had a permit for the roof. However, when they took the roof apart, they found that the beams had been eaten by termites and they needed to replace it during that day to make the thing secure again. But then we got the engineering, which was required to be sure it was done properly, and it passed inspection.
Okay, well, you could have asked for an additional extension instead of letting it go into noncompliance and the fines keep running.
Well, that was my contractor
Yeah.
that
all
did
right.
that.
Okay. I'm going to reduce to city costs.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Our next case is
So,
on
I'm
page-
sorry, is that amount waived then?
No,
No.
I'm reducing, I'm waiving the fines, but imposing the city's costs of $1,275.
Okay, but I've seen you reduce that even further for other parties.
Okay, sir, I've ruled.
Thank you.
Our next case is at the bottom of page 19, Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 1935 Southwest 5th Place, 1-8. Case number BE 2309-0233. Owner, Liat Investments LLC. Notice posted at the property on 3/5/24. Posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 4/4/24.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case analysis as read. The required safety inspection report has not been submitted. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
Hi,
Please state your name for the
my
record.
name is Chen.
Okay, and are you in agreement to bring the property into compliance by submitting the report within 42 days?
Yes, so just one thing. This report was submitted last Monday. And there are some repairs that are required by the inspector. So I would need some more
Did the
time.
city get the report?
I have no proof of that, Your Honor, but if she submitted the report as she's saying, and repairs are required, we automatically would grant 180 days.
Okay, all right.
Yes, so I got an email back from, I think, Kylie and Victoria, I believe.
Yeah.
So I think the inspector used an old form, so I know they requested him to send the report again with a new form.
Okay, all right, do that within the next 42 days, and then you'll automatically be granted 180 days to complete the repairs, okay?
Yeah, so my question is, so let's say he was asking for some permits to be done and repairs. So do I need to comply with all the requests on his reports, or do I need to first allow the city to look at the report and then tell me what needs to be repaired?
Well, what?
You get
Go ahead.
you get what needs to be done by your design professional on
Yes,
record,
I
the
have
one
the
that
report.
gave you did the report, that did the inspection. He will let you know what needs to be done and the permits that you should apply in the city through
Okay.
your contractor.
So just go by his recommendations?
By his recommendation, he's the one that let you know that whatever areas that needs to be addressed and fixed.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 1. It's Senior Inspector Alexander Boris. Property address 6201 Bay Club Drive. Owner, Bay Colony Club Condo, Inc. Case number BE 2402-0159. Notice posted at the property on 3/29/24. Posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 4/4/24.
Inspector Alvarez for the city, presenting case number and address as read. We have received 2 complaints regarding 2 separate balconies at this condo community. There are approximately 20 buildings in the community, each building 2 stories. Records show that a building safety structural inspection of the building has been performed by engineer Carl Forbes, State Florida License 20699. A follow-up letter dated December 17, 2023 was prepared by the engineer, was also received. Letter states that, quote, it was observed that around 7 balconies appeared to hide some deteriorated issues in the support members and that there is obviously deterioration, and this can be fixed as indicated in the building safety inspection procedure. Letter also states that this is not a safety issue with the balcony, but engineer recommend at the time that the balcony supports be replaced within the next 6 months. Letter indicates that repairs should be done before June 17, 2024. The property was cited for violation of City Ordinance 9-280C, inside and outside stairway, porches, balconies, hallways, corridors, and all appurtenances thereto shall be maintained in a safe condition and capable of supporting the loads set forth in the building code. Approximately 7 balconies have concealed deterioration to the structural steel support members as per the engineer letter dated December 17, 2023. Property was also cited for violation of City Ordinance 9-280D. All parts and areas subject to deterioration shall be properly maintained and suitably protected from the elements. There's water intrusion due to deterioration of the exterior wall covering that protects the structural steel members supports that are concealed inside the balconies. Case was created February 23rd, 2024. Inspection report mailed February 23rd, 2024. The city is requesting for the magistrate to find the violation exists and grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance by obtaining the required permits and make repairs as required, or a fine of $50 per day per violation thereafter, and a mandatory reappearance in 63 days. City is also requesting an updated sign and seal letter within 63 days prepared by the professional engineer. After receiving the letter, the city will determine if any additional extension can be supported. The letter should state if there's any imminent danger and or if balconies are capable of supporting the load set forth in the building code, and if balconies may or may not remain occupied as intended. The city is also requesting for the final order to be recorded. The respondent is here to speak.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
My name is Carlos Valaca. I'm representing Carl Forbes. He had eye surgery yesterday. Carl Forbes and I went out to these buildings and inspected them when we did the 50-year inspection certification, and now we're in the process of drawing up some plans to rectify the problems.
Okay. All right, so they're asking for 63 days and a letter from an engineer. And are you in agreement with that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next case is on page 7. Inspector Preston Mark. Property address 220 Southwest 30th Ave. Owner Cecil Michael Hines. Case number BE 2306-0167. Notice posted at the property on 3/28/24. Posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard, 4/4/24.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This case involved expired permits, specifically in connection with the installation of LP tank. I've been in contact with the owner, Mr. Hines, on several occasions to assist with the renewal of this permit, as he's had little help from AmeriGas, the company who installed the equipment. Mr. Hines is here to respond.
Please state your name for the record.
Cecil Hines, owner. I have been working diligently trying to resolve the issue, but apparently you cannot get in direct contact with AmeriGas. Eventually, however, they sent someone out last week to do a safety check. Mr. Plummer, the person that I had originally dealt with, he came by to, for me to sign the papers to renew
the permit.
Renew the permit.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that should happen anytime soon.
And how much time is the city asking
The
for?
city requesting 42 days to comply or $50 a day thereafter.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to give them 42 days to submit the permits. If there's a problem, you need to contact the inspector, because on the 43rd day, the fines will start to accrue, okay? But if there's a problem, you can request an additional extension, okay? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 10. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez. Property address 100 Southwest 15th Street. Owner Penny Palms LLC. Case number BE 2309-0243. Notice posted at the property on 2/28/24. Posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard, 4/4/24.
Okay.
100 Southwest 15th Street. Building Inspector Martinez, representing the city, case and address as read. The case is complied.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, good. Sorry you had to wait around for that.
Our next case is on page 33. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 2501 Northeast 49th Street. 2501, oh, sorry, my mistake. 2501 Northeast 49th Street. Owner 4901 Northeast 26th Avenue LLC. 2501 Northeast 49th Street LLC. Case number BE 2109-0047. This case was first heard on 1/20/22 to comply by 3/3/22. One section not complied at $400. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $59,600, which continues to accrue.
Building Inspector Leo Martinez, representing the city, a case and address as read. The case is not complied. The city is requesting the full amount to be imposed.
Sir, please state your name.
Brian Bauer, good morning.
Okay, this has been going on since January of 2022.
That's correct.
Okay, so do we still have a problem here?
I've been in compliance with the city from the very beginning, and I'd like to explain. It's going to take me a minute. In 2022, I applied for the permits to do the work that was needed on the electrical. I placed an order for all of the equipment that was needed for the equipment to do the entire job, and everything has come in except for one part. This one part, without it, you cannot do the job. You cannot finish it. So it's an 8 residential apartment complex, and I cannot do one part without the other. It just cannot be done. I have been in contact with the city since the very beginning, where I was issued a stay. I've been in contact with the city ever since, explaining to them that the part hasn't been come in. I go to the city, I tell them what's going on. Recently, the inspector that was on the file has been MIA, and I haven't been able to contact him. I recently got a phone call from Siemens. It's the same company that the other gentleman that was the electrician. Siemens has a back order. I've been on back order for 18 months. I have not been negligent. I have been diligent in trying to find the parts so that I can be in compliance. This is what I do for a living. It's not as though I'm being malfeasant. And I want to explain that without this one part, like I said, I can't do the job. But I've been in constant communication with the city. I've met this gentleman, the new inspector, who's taken over for the city. And all I'm asking for is a motion to stay. I'd like to stay the case so that I can present the case when it's matured. I understand that the work needs to be done. I cannot do it. I have scoured all of Siemens manufacturers' reps. This one part is like...
Are they the only company that makes this part?
Unfortunately, yes. And this is the same part. This is the engineer and the electrician who put this together, put it together with this package. It's not a small job. So to go back and do it again, I'd probably be stuck looking for another piece and waiting another year to get the total package. So it's not as, like I said, there's no malfeasance here. There's no neglect. All I'm asking for is the same stay that they've offered.
I cannot stay a case, okay? We just can't keep rolling it over and rolling it over.
I understand that. All I'm
I
asking...
think the assistant building official wants to...
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's some consideration we can give, but do you have a letter from the manufacturer? Do you have...
as a matter of fact, not to cut you off, but I spoke to the manufacturer rep.
But do you have...
That's what I'm asking for. If you can give me 1 week, I can get you that email. He was supposed to have it to me today, and he did not send it. Okay. So I want to just go over the timeline, and I do appreciate your help here. The timeline is about 2.5 years. The first 3 months was getting permitting and engineering. The second 3 months was getting the contractor that was going to do the job for me. That took 6 months, and then 18 months. So the timeline is correct from what I'm telling you, and I will get you that letter within 24 hours.
And something from the engineer that you can't make the repairs with any other part. Because, I mean, at some point, we're going to have to say, hey, you're going to have to make the repairs.
It's an unusual part. It's the stack. Do you know what the stack is that goes through the roof?
Yeah, but there's got to be other parts that are available to.
I have scoured all the manufacturers.
So the engineers can be willing to say that there's no other part in the
I'm
United
glad to speak
States.
to them and get you some information within 48 hours, and we could just hold off until the next meeting before we impose fines that would just be unjust, because I have been in communication with the city from the very beginning. I've had compliance officers in communication, and I have not been able to speak to the inspector who was in
I'm
the
going
case.
to give you one more extension.
Well, we would object to that, Your Honor, for a couple reasons. One, 596 days, and as you know, the city gets audited by the county on these 40 years, which the county and the city take very seriously after Surfside. And to address just a couple things the property owner said, number one, you're not in compliance, admittedly, because you're waiting for this alleged part for 18 months. 18 months still doesn't account for the 596 days.
It does, though.
And we would just say that if the fines are imposed, they'll run, can still get the letter, then they can stay that afterwards. But at this juncture, I mean, there's been 576 days, and I agree with the assistant building official. At some point, you're not going to be able to wait 10 years and say this has been waiting for 10 years. It'll be eligible for another safety report and inspection. So the engineer and the property owner may need to pivot and find another methodology or another part. It can't go on in perpetuity.
And I agree.
I think that conversation can be had, and the documentation that there's no other part that exists, and that it's been on back order for 18 months, and what the anticipated time frame for delivery is, all can be done with the assistant building official. And again, I just want to say for the record, Chief Inspector Oliva is not MIA. He's out on medical leave. So that's why Senior Inspector Leo Martinez has taken over temporarily. So I just want to correct the record.
Yeah, and I want to state for the record as well, that the city has to understand that as a businessman, I'm not an electrician, I am not an engineer, and you are claiming that I have not been in compliance, and I have been 100% in compliance. The fact that the part is not available does not make me not compliant. That is absolutely false. I have done everything I can to get this job done. This is not my first time.
With this violation, sir.
Sir,
If you can't do it, you can't do it. How do you? I don't understand.
well, we've been trying to work with you for 2 years, and
I'm going to get you the letter showing that I ordered these parts 18 months
okay,
ago.
all right, but you're not coming here today with anything to show me.
I agree. I agree. So I'd like 48 hours.
So the fines are going to continue to run until you at least get them some documentation.
That's fair enough.
Okay.
That's fair enough. I just
All right.
don't want to be the hammer to come down.
You know,
It's not would be unreasonable.
And you know, the fines are accruing, and they're getting hefty, you know, but under your circumstances, you may be able to apply for amnesty later on these
I understand.
fines,
I understand.
okay?
But just like the other electrician, this gentleman, he's in the same a similar situation.
I know, but you can't come here and tell me all these things without giving me any proof. so
I
that
understand.
I
If you give me 48 hours, I'm going to send this.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
And I did request those from the manufacturer and the reps. It's not.
Yeah, fines are imposed. Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next two cases, Your Honor, are on page 13 at the top. Unfortunately, the respondents, they do not have a power of attorney, but they wanted to listen to the case, so I'll call them so they can listen. Okay? Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 733 Breakers Ave.
What page?
13, folio number 5042-01-06-0160, case number BE 2309-0147. Notice posted at the property on 3/4/24, posted at 1 East Route Boulevard, 4/4/24. I'm sorry, the owner is Covenant House,
The
Florida.
address is?
733 Breakers Ave on page
733
13.
Bacon Ave? That one. Okay. Building Inspector Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is asking for 180-day extension or $100 per day thereafter.
Okay, and there's nobody to speak on behalf of the property? Okay, so ordered. Okay, so ordered.
Thank you.
Property address 733 Breakers Ave, folio number 504201060150, case number BE 23090148, owner Covenant House, Florida, Inc. Notice posted at the property on 3424, posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard 4424.
Building Inspector Leo Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is asking for 180 days extension or $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, going back to, this concludes all of our respondents. Going back to page 1, property address 600 Southwest 9th Street, Senior Inspector Alejandro Del Rio, 1-5. Owner, Buy, Rent, Sell Now LLC, case number BE 23060046. Notice posted at the property on 3/11/24, posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard 4424.
Inspector Martinez, on behalf of Inspector Alejandro Del Rio for the city, presenting case BE 23060046, property located at 600 Southwest 9th Street. This case was opened on June 8, 2023. The property was cited for the following violations: FBC 2020 111.1. This 5-unit multifamily property has been converted to a 7-unit multifamily property without the required permits and issued certificate of occupancy. Inspection report was mailed to the property owner on 6/13/2023. Final notice was mailed to the property owner on 1/9/2024. Notice of hearing was posted at the property on 3/11/2024. The city is requesting 63 days to comply or $50 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
And order to reappear.
On page 2, property address 200 South Andrews Ave, 200. Owner, Dowding Holdings, Inc. Case number BE 23110078. Notice posted at the property on 3/11/24. Posted at 1 East Broward
Hold on
Boulevard.
one second, Tasha. You want an order to reappear on an expired permit? Oh, it's the first one. The first one on page 1. So you want an order to, well, an order to appear, I guess, reappear.
In order to reappear? Is that what you asked for? Okay.
Yep.
I'm just double checking because that's what I heard. And all right.
Sorry, Tasha.
It's okay. Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, page 2, property address 200 South Andrews Ave, 200. Owner, Dowding Holdings, Inc. Case number BE 23110078. Notice posted at the property on 3/11/24. Posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard 4424.
Building Inspector Leo Martinez, representing the city, case analysis as read. On November 10th of 2023, I visited this property with Electrical Inspector Nash Matic, and met with Michael Hofer, who is the president of the United Building Services and the HOA president, William C. Ruggiero. They allowed me access into the electrical room where we observed work without permit. We also met with the CEO of TD Commercial Group, Ted Dowen, who accepted there was an electrical work done from the electrical panel located in the electrical room to the closet located in the hallway near their office entrance, where they installed some big coin machines. All the work was done without permit. While in his office, I observed that there was a partition removed. I informed them they need a building permit for the electrical work and for the partition removal. The property was cited for work without permit on the Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.1. The inspection report was mailed to the property owner on November 13 of 2023. Final notice was mailed to the property owner on December 26 of 2023, and the notice of hearing was posted in the property on March 11th of 2024. No action has been taken. We're asking your owner to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 91 days to come into compliance or fines of $50 per violation per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry. I'm sorry, can you repeat that order? We missed it, sorry.
Also, the order to be recorded.
Order to be recorded. Okay, thank you. Page 3, Senior Inspector Mary Rich, property address 646 Flamingo Drive, owner 646 Flamingo LLC, case number BE 23110148. Notice posted at the property on 3/4/24, posted at 1 East Route Boulevard, 4/4/24.
Inspector Williams presenting on behalf of Senior Inspector Rich and the city, case and address as read by the clerk. The case was originally cited on 11/27/2023 and the following violations cited. 9-1D. Any violation of the Florida Building Code shall be a violation of this section and punishable as provided for this section. There is construction work on this property that has started or completed without obtaining a required permit consisting of, but not limited to, chain link fence. Inspection report was mailed to the property 11/27/2023 to the owners listed on BCPA by the admin staff. As a pre-hearing inspection on April 17th of 2024, a violation remains. No permits have been applied for. The city is requesting 42 days or $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Great job, Katie. Our next case is on, Your Honor, that was her first time. That's why we said that.
Yeah, I got that.
Our next case is on page 6. Senior Inspector Jose Satagusti, property address 1624 Northeast 1st Street, 1-3. Owner, Second Layer Equity LLC, case number BE 23070072. Notice posted at the property on 3/27/24, posted at 1 East Route Boulevard, 4/4/24.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city presenting the case as read, I received the case from email regarding construction work without permit, 3 new AC units. The property was sited for work without permit under Florida Building Code 2020, Section 105.1. The case was opened in July 10th, 2023. Inspection report was mailed on July 25th, 2023, and final notice was mailed on August 21st, 2023. Notice of hearing posted at the property in March 27, 2024. Mechanical permit awaiting is in this moment is awaiting to be issued. We are asking the magistrate to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 63 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. Order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Moving on to page 12. Senior Inspector, huh? Yeah, we did. No, they left, right? They didn't show up, sorry. I'm sorry, page 11, Senior Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 350 Southwest 25th Street, case number BE 23090114, owner Robert L. Agee, Post 1966 VFW Inc. Notice posted at the property on 3/1/24, posted at 1 East Route Boulevard, 4/4/24.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The required safety inspection report has not been submitted. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days and a fine of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 12, property address 519 Southeast 32nd Court, owner REM Management Group LLC, case number BE 23090117, notice posted at the property on 3/6/24, posted at 1 East Route Boulevard, 4/4/24.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The report was submitted, but it's incomplete. They're missing a letter where they need to state that the repairs can take place, and during the repairs, the building can keep its occupancy. So I am requesting 10 days to submit the letter or $100 per day. And after they submit the letter, then the city will grant 180 days.
Okay, so ordered.
At the bottom of page 12, property address 715 Northwest 14th Way, owner Emmanuel Church of God in Christ, case number BE 2309-0239, notice posted at the property 31124, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case and address as read. The required safety inspection report has not been submitted. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 13, at the bottom, property address 780 Northwest 57th Court, case number BE 2309-0183, owner Yalaz and Rabak LLC. Notice posted at the property on 3/11/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Leo Martinez representing the city. Case and address as read. The required safety inspection report has not been submitted. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Excuse me. Moving on to page 14, property address 820 Northwest 57th Street, owner Thomas M. Ralph, case number BE 2309-0330, notice posted at the property on 3/11/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case and address as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is asking for 180-day extensions or $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
At the bottom of page 14, property address 833 Northeast 4th Ave, owner FT 850-833 LLC, SS 850-833 LLC, case number BE 2309-0242, notice posted at the property on 3/4/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case and address as read. The required safety inspection report has not been submitted. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 15 at the top, property address 837 Northeast 3rd Ave, owner Wine Watch Inc., case number BE 2309-0236, notice posted at the property on 3/4/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case and address as read. The required safety inspection report has not been submitted. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
At the bottom of page 15, property address 915 Southwest 26th Street, owner Fort Pierce Oil Company, care of Jeffrey R. Eisensmith, case number BE 2309-0112. Notice posted at the property on 3/1/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case and address as read. The report was submitted, but it's incomplete. It's missing the letter that determine if the building can keep being occupied while the repairs take place. For that reason, Your Honor, the city is requesting 10 days or $100 per day.
So ordered.
Page 16, property address 921 Northeast 16th Street, owner 921 Northeast 16th Street LLC, case number BE 2309-0182. Notice posted at the property on 2/29/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city. Case and address as read. The required safety inspection report has not been submitted. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 1015 Northeast 17th Ave, owner Frederick Sanchez, Alicia Sanchez, and Catherine Sanchez, case number BE 2309-0294, notice posted at the property on 2/29/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Leo Martinez representing the city. Case and address as read. The required safety inspection report has not been submitted. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days, or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 17, property address 1240 Northeast 13th Ave, owner 1240 Northeast 13th Avenue LLC, case number BE 23090306, notice posted at the property on 2/29/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The required safety inspection report has not been submitted. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 1380 West McNabb Road, common, commercial, I don't know. Owner McNabb Industrial Condo Association, Inc., case number BE 23090159. Notice posted at the property on 3/11/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is asking for the 180 days extension or $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 1460 Southwest 24th Court, 1-4. Owner Pierre Paul Smith Estate. Case number BE 23090105. Notice posted at the property on 3/1/24. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The required safety inspection report has not been submitted. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Page 18 at the top, property address 1500 West State Road 84. Owner Southland Corp. in care of Tax Department, number 25420. Case number BE 23090101. Notice posted at the property on 3/1/24. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Leo Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. Your Honor, this case is compliant.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Property address 1520 Southeast 17th Street.
1510.
Oh, I said 1520? Okay. 1510 Southeast 17th Street. Owner Marine Exec Center Condo Association, Inc. Case number BE 23090014. Notice posted at the property on 3/6/24. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Leo Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The required safety inspection report has not been submitted. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 1819 South Federal Highway. Owner CNL Restaurant Net Lease Prop 2 Inc. in care of Fiesta Restaurant Group Inc. Case number BE 23090073. Notice posted at the property on 3/6/24. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The required safety inspection report has not been submitted. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 20 at the bottom. Property address 2500 Southwest 2nd Ave. Owner Tarmac America LLC. Case number BE 23090241. Notice posted at the property on 2/28/24. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The report was submitted. The electrical part required repairs. The engineer of record haven't provided the letter stating if the building can keep its occupancy during the repairs. So for that reason, Your Honor, the city will request 10 days or $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 21, property address 2501 East Commercial Boulevard. That case is closed. Property address 2681 East Oakland Park Boulevard. Owner 2691 Office Building LLC. Case number BE 23090308. Notice posted at the property on 2/29/24. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The required safety inspection report has not been submitted. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered. Property address 2800 Southwest 4th Ave, owner East Penn Manufacturing Co., case number BE 23090131. Notice posted at the property on 3624, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The required safety inspection report has not been submitted. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered. Page 22, property address 2810 Southwest 2nd Ave, owner Thermofin Inc., case number BE 23090122. Notice posted at the property on 3624, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The report was submitted, but repairs are required. The city is asking for a 180-day extension or $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered. Property address 3001 West State Road 84, owner Yacht Management South Florida Inc., case number BE 23090096. Notice posted at the property on 3124, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The required safety inspection report has not been submitted. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or fines of $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered. Page 23, property address 3251 Southwest First Terrace, owner Phantom Realty LLC, case number BE 23090133. Notice posted at the property on 22824, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Okay. Building Inspector Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. Your Honor, the report was submitted. Repairs are required. They are missing the letter to state if the building can keep occupied while the repairs take place. For that reason, I'm just going to request 10 days for them to submit the letter or $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered. Property address 4845 Northeast 25th Ave, case number BE 23090167, owner Christ Church United Methodist Inc. Notice posted at the property 22924, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The report was submitted but incomplete. It's missing the letter to state that the building can keep being occupied while the repairs are taking place. For that reason, Your Honor, I will request 10 days extension or $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered. Property address 4875 Northeast 20th Terrace, owner EVB Investment and Property Management Inc., case number BE 23090212. Notice posted at the property on 22924, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. The required safety inspection report has not been submitted. The city is asking for the owner to come into compliance by submitting the report in the next 42 days or $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered. Moving on to page 24, property address 5700 North Federal Highway, owner Lake Estate Med Complex Condo Association Inc., case number BE 23090160. Notice posted at the property on 22924, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 4424.
Building Inspector Martinez representing the city, case analysis as read. We received the report, but the report is incomplete. It's missing a letter to state that the building is safe of its occupancy during the repairs. For that reason, Your Honor, I will request only 10 days extension or $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered. Moving on to the hearing to impose fines, page 26, Senior Inspector Jorge Martinez, property address 2010 Northeast 17th Street, owner Ocean Key Apartments LLC, case number BE 22110015. This case was first heard on 1/19/23 to comply by 3/23/23. One section complied at $50. Total fines $10,450. The city is requested to reduce fines to administrative costs of $1,717.08.
Inspector Martinez, on behalf of the city, case number not just as read. This case is in compliance City is requesting for fines to be reduced to administrative cost of $1,717.
So ordered.
Northeast 19th Ave, owner Teresa and Vincent F. Pyle Jr., case number BE 2208-0121. This case was first heard on 7/20/23 to comply by 8/31/23. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $50. Total fines $3,400. City is requested to reduce to administrative cost of $500. I know it says 1013 in the agenda, but it's 500.
Okay, so ordered.
Page 28 at the top. 27? Where? Oh, the citation. I thought it said close. Property address 337 Coconut Isle Drive. Owner 335 Coconut Isle Drive LLC. Case number BE 2312-0037. This property was cited on 12/6/23 to comply by 12/6/23. One section complied at $500. Appeal deadline 12/21/23. No appeal received. City is requested to impose fines of $500.
So ordered.
Page 28, property address 804 Southwest 18th Street. Owner Martha Christie Everett. Case number CE 14110800. This case was first heard on 4/2/15 to comply by 5/21/15. One section complied at $50. Total fines $150,850. City is requested to vacate the final order from 4/2/15.
So ordered.
Property address 29, page 29 at the bottom. Property address 221 Southwest First Ave. RESID. Case number BE 230300236. Owner PMG Grapebrook Riverfront 1 LLC. This case was first heard on 9/21/23 to comply by 12/21/23. One section complied at $100. Total fine $7,300. The city is requesting to reduce to administrative costs of $1,275.
So ordered.
Property address 2487 Andros Lane, case number BE 230-10130. Owner Mikhail Davidovich. This case was first heard on 9/21/23 to comply by 11/16/23. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $50. Total fines $4,500. City is requesting to reduce the administrative costs of $1,275.
So ordered.
Property address 817 Northwest 5th Ave. Owner Marlene Thomas Revocable Trust. Marlene Thomas Trustee. Case number BE 2301-0170. This case was first heard on 5/18/23 to comply by 11/14/23. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose fines of $15,500, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Page 31, property address 831 North Federal Highway. Owner 831-845 North Federal Highway LLC. Case number BE 2108-0019. This case was first heard on 8/18/22 to comply by 2/14/23. One section complied at $100. Total fines $24,200. The city is requesting to reduce to administrative costs of $1,275.
So ordered.
Property address 1122 Northwest 9th Ave. Owner Restoring Grace Community Church, Inc. Case number BE 2301-0102. This case was first heard on 6/15/23 to comply by 7/27/23. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose fines of $26,500, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Property address 1700 Northwest 6th Place. Owner Mount Olive Gardens No. 1, Inc. In care of Triumph Housing Management. Case number BE 2109-0317. This case was first heard on 2/17/22 to comply by 8/16/22. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $61,000, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 33, property address 2451 Northeast 49th Street. Owner Aspen House Condo Association, Inc. Case number BE 2202-0016. This case was first heard on 6/16/22 to comply by 7/28/22. One section complied at $100. Total fines $40,300. The city is requesting to reduce the administrative cost of $1,275.
So ordered.
Page 34 at the bottom, property address 2819 Northeast 30th Street, 1-6. Owner Bayview 30 LLC, case number BE 21090112. This case was first heard on 1/20/22 to comply by 3/3/22. One section not complied at $100. City is requesting to impose the full amount of $59,600, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Okay, Your Honor, at this time, sorry. Property on page 35 at the bottom, property address 2931 Riverland Road. Owner Jacob William Londos, case number BE 23090080. This case was first heard on 2/15/24 to comply by 4/18/24. One section not complied at $250. This case was ordered to reappear, and they're not here.
Bill Inspector Preston Mark for the city presenting case and address as read. This case is still not in compliance. The property is still being occupied without a certificate of occupancy. The respondents did mention that they would attend the hearing. However, they are a no-show. The city is not supporting any further extensions and will submit this case for massey hearing to impose fines.
Okay, so ordered.
At this time, Your Honor, we would like to have all the cases listed on page 36 into the record as closed or withdrawn.
So ordered.
Thank you. This concludes our April 18, 2024 special magistrate hearing for the Building Division. Thank you.